Good morning, I'm Ron Burke. It is 5 o'clock. We thank you for joining us on this Sunday, September 6th. We will have your news coming up in a moment, but first we get right to meteorologist Vanessa Bennett with the most accurate forecast. Good morning, Vanessa.
Good morning, Ron, and happy 15 minutes.
Okay, Vanessa, thank you. We're now just days away from Palm Beach County entering phase 2 of the state's reopening plan, but for this holiday weekend, Palm Beach County leaders are urging people to not let down their guard. Holiday weekend plans are being adjusted because of the pandemic. One reason the beaches in the town of Palm Beach are closed. All of the beaches in the county do remain open. Another major difference is there are far fewer Labor Day weekend gatherings as people practice social distancing.
Instead of reserved.
Well, county leaders remind businesses the COVID compliance team will be out in full force this weekend, educating owners on best practices as they will write them up if necessary. Palm Beach County will enter phase 2, step 1 on Tuesday. This will allow movie theaters, bowling alleys, and other entertainment venues to reopen with limited capacity. Restaurants can continue at 50% capacity indoors and full capacity outdoors, but bars still are not allowed to reopen. Retail stores, museums, libraries, gyms, and fitness centers can operate at full capacity. With Labor Day weekend well underway now, officials are hoping to avoid the surge in COVID-19 cases that was seen following the Memorial Day and 4th of July holidays. This as the numbers continue to rise on college campuses. Here's ABC's Alex Perche with more.
ABC News, Washington.
As health experts caution the public about spreading the virus during Labor Day weekend events, the state's positivity rate does continue to slow down. In the last 2 weeks, the positivity rate for Floridians has stayed below the recommended target of 10%. South Florida and the Treasure Coast also are staying below 10% in each of our counties. Okeechobee is reporting the highest positive rate at more than 8%, while Indian River is showing the lowest rate at 1.5%. Well, yesterday, state health officials reported more than 3,600 new cases of COVID-19 in Florida. That brings our statewide total to more than 643,000. Officials also reported 60 new deaths as our death toll edges closer to 12,000 lives lost to the virus. Of those newly reported deaths, 18 were in Miami-Dade County, 3 in Broward, and 2 in Palm Beach County. More than 900 new cases were also reported across South Florida. Along the Treasure Coast and Okeechobee County, 1 more person has died and 71 more have tested positive. Now to a story we brought you first on our free WPBF 25 News app. President Donald Trump coming to Palm Beach County this week as we take a live look at the Jupiter Inlet Lighthouse. That's where the president is set to speak at 3 p.m. Tuesday. He'll be discussing his administration's conservation and environmental protection efforts in South Florida, specifically efforts to revitalize the Everglades and reduce harmful discharge from Lake Okeechobee. There's no word yet on how long the president will be in town. WPBF 25 News will have full coverage of his visit. You can download our mobile app to get the latest updates sent directly to your phone. In your Commitment 2020 headlines, about a dozen people turned out yesterday in Wellington for a Black Lives Matter rally. Organizers spent the day registering new voters and encouraging them to vote for Democrat presidential nominee Joe Biden in November.
We're trying to inform decisions.
The event was put on by Freedom Fighters for Justice. And on the Treasure Coast, dozens of people came out for a Back the Blue golf cart parade. These are pictures posted by the St. Lucie County Sheriff's Office. People decked out their golf carts with blue signs and American flags before driving 10 miles around Spanish Lakes Country Club Village in Fort Pierce. The Sheriff's Office says it's grateful for all who came out to say thank you to the men and women of law enforcement. Ahead, protests in Tallahassee ended over a dozen arrests. The court verdict that led to this clash with police. And the investigation into the death of Daniel Prude continues in Rochester. The latest move made by New York's Attorney General.
Plus a trial.
Vanessa, thank you. Yesterday in Tallahassee, what began as a peaceful march ended with more than a dozen people arrested after heated run-ins between officers and demonstrators. This happened a day after a Leon County grand jury chose to not indict the Tallahassee police officers involved in the separate deadly shootings of 3 men. During the march, police asked a woman who was driving slowly during the protest to pull over, telling her she would get a ticket for impeding the flow of traffic. Protesters began chanting "no" while getting closer to those officers. That's when the shoving started, leading to several arrests. There's no word if the 15 people arrested will face charges. Tallahassee's mayor has called for calm in the community. And this comes as demonstrators took to the streets in several U.S. cities, calling for an end to racial injustice and police brutality. We'll have more on those demonstrations in just a few minutes. And keeping track of the COVID-19 cases in state and schools, the new database created by one teacher in Kansas to ease the nerves of worried parents across the country. Also ahead, the new program launched by T-Mobile to make learning from home a little easier. You're watching WPPF 25 News Mornings. Overnight, New York's Attorney General announcing she will impanel a grand jury to investigate the death of Daniel Prude, the man who died in Rochester in March while in police custody. This as protests as far away as Portland, Oregon, have been going on for 100 days now. Here's ABC's Christine Sloan.
ABC News, New York.
Well, the pandemic is being blamed for an escalation of violence and murder in Jackson, Mississippi. Local police say a man found shot to death outside of a church late last week is the city's 81st homicide victim this year. This marking the latest in a string of violence. The mayor and police believe the impact of the coronavirus on jobs and mental health helps to drive violence.
You have people that are confining their families.
Well, the mayor says his administration is working to strengthen crime prevention and provide services for anyone in crisis. The city is set to unveil a comprehensive plan this week aimed at de-escalating conflict before it leads to violence. In California, dozens of people were trapped by a wildfire Saturday at a campground in the Sierra National Forest. They were forced to shelter in place as that blaze raged nearby. 10 people were injured. Officials say the 36,000-acre creek fire started Friday and was fueled by dead trees killed by drought and beetles. Time right now is 5:19. Let's check in with Vanessa on how the rest of this holiday weekend is going to play out.
Well, it's going to be pretty wet today.
Vanessa, thank you. Continuing our COVID-19 coverage now, the National Education Association has a new first-of-its-kind database that breaks down coronavirus cases by state and school. But it was not built by a team of programmers. It was the pet project of one teacher in Kansas. Alicia Morris created the database so parents across the country could feel fully informed about what's going on in their school district. The tracker shows schools and counties with confirmed cases, suspected cases, and deaths.
And I think people are just now.
Well, Morris has since handed the project over to the NEA. The organization will continue to track cases on its website and work to verify unconfirmed cases with school districts. In Florida, Hillsborough County has released a similar database for its district. Well, at a time of great need, T-Mobile is now offering free internet to millions of students doing distance learning. The program is called Project 10 Million. It's a partnership with schools. The almost $11 billion initiative will provide free wireless hotspots and high-speed data, as well as laptops and tablets at no cost. T-Mobile says the idea is to make sure technology gaps don't cause achievement gaps. Apple is delaying a new privacy feature in the next version of its iPhone operating system. This would make it more difficult for app developers to track people online to help sell ads. The feature was set for release this fall, but Apple instead will do so early next year to give developers more time to comply with the changes. Coming to a city near you, driverless car testing, a new kind of shuttle buses on some streets, weaving in and out of traffic with no steering wheel, only a computer piloting the controls. Take a look.
This is a local in Fairfax County, Virginia.
Well, over the past 4 years, transportation officials have approved 89 driverless vehicle projects in 20 states. Each has been granted on a case-by-case basis and mostly for testing purposes, which can include transporting passengers in limited scenarios. Well, Nintendo is marking the 35th anniversary of Super Mario Bros. With new games, including one that turns your home into a racetrack. Mario Kart Live Home Circuit uses the Nintendo Switch system to drive real-life go-karts around your home. Players just need to set up gates to create a custom course layout. The cart responds to boosts in-game and in the real world. It even stops when it hits something. The game will launch October 16th and will cost you just under $100. New this morning, Dairy Queen's launching a Blizzard-scented candles caught fire. The promotion to benefit the Children's Miracle Network was a viral sensation Thursday. The 6 candles that smelled like caramel apple pie blizzard, fudge brownie, and other soft-serve desserts sold out within an hour. All proceeds benefit the Children's Hospital charity. Arby's is selling 3 of its meats by the pound or half pound at several Atlanta area locations. The company says COVID-19 sparked the idea since people can get the items right from the drive-thru. The cost is about $5 for a half pound and $9 for a pound and includes roast turkey, ham, and corned beef. Right now, this is just a trial run that ends later this month. Fears that this holiday weekend could fuel a spike in coronavirus cases. The warning officials in Palm Beach County are sharing as they get set to enter phase 2. You're watching WPPF 25 News Morning.